Now, Roma Wines presents Suspense. Tonight, The Most Dangerous Game, starring Joseph Cotton with J. Carroll Nash. Suspense is presented for your enjoyment by Roma Wines. That's R-O-M-A, Roma Wines. Those excellent California wines that can add so much pleasantness to the way you live. A most interesting woman who extracts all the simple pleasure and happiness possible from living is Elsa Maxwell, International Authority on Hospitality. She offers you some friendly counsel.
I am always telling people to take it easy, as they say, to be moderate and natural and at ease. And so, obviously, I suggest the enjoyment of a glass of Roma California port after dinner or during the evening. It is also very smart to serve when friends drop in, for this is one of the most glorious of all wines, richly fruity in flavor, with wonderful deep red color, utterly delicious. This is simple enjoyment, easy and restful enjoyment, moderate pleasure that helps you feel calmly at ease, and so happier. Don't bother about special glasses. Just use whatever glasses are convenient and enjoy your wine.
You really should act on Miss Maxwell's suggestion. Roma Port, as all Roma wines, is the best that California's magnificent sun-ripened grapes can provide. In glorious flavor, color, and aroma, is unvaryingly good, always enjoyable. Protected for you by the ancient skill of the noted Roma wineries located in the choicest vineyard areas of California. Yet, all this delight costs you only pennies a glass. Remember, more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wine. Roma, R-O-M-A, Roma wines. Yes, right now a glassful would be very pleasant, as Roma Wines bring you
Mr. Joseph Cotton as Sanger Rainsford, with J. Carroll Nash as General Zaroff, in the greatest manhunt story written in our time, The Most Dangerous Game, a supreme adventure in suspense.
I haven't much time. Any moment now, I may come in. And when he does, I'm going to kill him. It's him or me. And I'm going to do my best to make it him. Maybe it sounds crazy to you. I guess it does. It would have sounded crazy to me a few days ago when I was laughing and joking with Whitney on the yacht. I was on a pleasure trip. A pleasure trip. How could I or anyone realize then the horror and torment I was to go through? How was I to know of Ivan and the death swamp and the hounds? How was I to know of Zaroff? Think of it. It was only 4 nights ago that the ship went down. We'd been talking about the island. Ship Trap Island, Whitney said it was called on the charts. He was sleepy and started on down below to turn in. I was mixing myself a nightcap when I looked up and saw it. A tremendous reef racing at us out of the fog. I screamed out a warning, but it was too late. We were right upon it. Right on top of Whitney and the members of the crew. The force of the explosion hurled me into the blood-warm waters. Terrified at the suddenness and surprise, my stomach weak and sick at the thought of the others. The sea was eddying furiously around sinking remnants of the ship, and a certain cool-headedness came to me, making me swim desperately away, or I might not have lived to go through the horror which was soon to come. I struck out to the right in the direction of the island Whitney had been telling me about. I have no recollection of how long I swam, but all at once, I heard the muttering and growling of the sea breaking on a rocky shore. With my remaining strength, I dragged myself from the swirling waters. Jagged crags appeared to jut up endlessly into the night. All in, gasping, my hands raw. I at last reached a flat place at the top. I flung myself down at the jungle edge and tumbled headlong into the deepest sleep of my life. When I awoke, I was in a strange place, having no idea how I got there.
our friend seems to be awakening.
What? Where's this? Where am I? Where's Whitney? Oh.
Do not be alarmed, my friend. My man Ivan found you on the cliff. He brought you here to be taken care of.
Oh, there's life on this island. I hardly believed the whole...
Well, few people do. Yes, you are quite safe here in my castle, Mr.
Rainsford. I'm Sanger Rainsford of New York. My yacht
Oh, Sanger Rainsford. Well, it is indeed a very great pleasure and an honor to welcome Mr. Sanger Rainsford, the celebrated hunter, to my home.
You know me?
By reputation only. I've read your book about hunting snow leopards in Tibet. You see, my name is General Zarov.
Well, I can't tell you how happy I am to meet you, General.
And I cannot tell you how happy I am to meet you, Mr. Rainsford. But come, we shouldn't be chatting here. We can talk later. You must be hungry.
I am, Rafa. What?
Well, Ivan, he thought you would like a robe. He's drying your clothes for you.
Oh, thank you.
Ivan is an incredibly strong fellow, but you must not mind his looks. His ears were cut off in battle, and he has the misfortune to be deaf and dumb. He is sensitive about his appearance. A simple fellow, really, but I'm afraid a bit savage.
Oh?
He has been in our family for years. Follow Ivan, if you please, Mr. Rainsford. I was about to have lunch just before you woke, but we can have it together now. Does the robe fit you all right?
Oh, yes, perfectly, thanks. You have quite a collection of heads here. Lions, tigers, elephants, moose, bears. I don't believe I've ever seen more perfect specimens.
They are nice. I take great pride in them.
You have good cause.
Well, coming from you, Mr. Rainsford, that is a great compliment. Well, here we are. If you will sit over there, please.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Ivan.
Well, this soup looks delicious.
Thank you. Perhaps you were surprised that I recognized your name, Mr. Rainsford.
Well,
you see, I read old books on hunting. I have but one passion in my life, and it is the hunt.
Your heads are really remarkable, General. That Cape buffalo is the largest I've ever seen. You know, I've always thought the Cape buffalo the most dangerous of all game.
No, you are wrong, sir. The Cape buffalo is not the most dangerous game. Ivan, the wine.
How does he understand you?
He reads my lips. I think you will like the champagne, Mr. Rainsford. Ivan chills it expertly. No, the Cape buffalo is not the most dangerous game. Here in my preserve on this island, I hunt more dangerous game.
Is there big game on this island?
The biggest.
Really?
Oh, it isn't here naturally, of course. I have to stock the island.
Oh, well, what have you imported, General? Jaguars?
No. Hunting jaguars ceased to interest me some years ago. I exhausted their possibilities, you see. Only I pour you another glass of champagne, Mr. Rainsford.
Oh, thank you, General.
Well, that's good. You know, God, like some men poets, some he makes kings, some beggars. Me, he made a hunter. My hand was made for the trigger, my father once said. My whole life has been one prolonged hunt. I have hunted every kind of game in every land. Grizzlies in your Rockies, crocodiles in the Ganges, rhinoceroses in East Africa. Jaguars. In the Amazon, I hunted jaguars. I heard they were unusually cunning. They weren't. They were no match at all for a hunter with his wits about him and a high-powered rifle. Oh, I was bitterly disappointed. I was lying in my tent with a splitting headache one night when a terrible thought pushed its way into my mind. Hunting was beginning to bore me. And hunting, remember, had been my life. Well, this was a tragic moment, was it not, Mr. Rainsford?
Must have been indeed, General Zara. Fortunately, that never happened to me.
Ah, but you are much younger than I am, Mr. Rainsford, and you have not hunted much. But you perhaps can guess why the hunt no longer fascinated me.
You'll have to tell me, General.
Well, hunting had ceased to be what you call a sporting proposition. It had become too easy. I always got my quarry, always. No animal had a chance with me anymore. The animal had nothing but his legs and his instinct. Instinct is no match for reason.
I see.
It came to me as an inspiration, what I must do.
And that was?
Well, I had to invent a new animal to hunt.
A new animal? Are you kidding?
Not at all. I never joke about hunting. I needed a new animal. I found one, so I bought this island, built this castle, and here I do my hunting. The island is perfect for my purposes. There are jungles with maze of trails in them, hills, swamps.
But the animal, General Zorro.
Well, I wanted the ideal animal to hunt. So I said, what are the attributes of an ideal quack? And the answer was, of course, it must have courage, cunning, and above all, it must be able to reason.
But no animal can reason.
My dear fellow, there is one that can.
One.
One.
You can't mean...
And why not?
Oh, I can't believe you're serious, General Zorro. You're just joking.
Joking? I'm quite serious. I'm speaking about hunting.
Hunting? You're speaking of murder.
Dear me, that unpleasant word. But I think I can show you that your scruples are quite ill-founded.
I doubt that.
I hunt the scum of the earth. Sailors from tramp ships, lascars, mongrels.
But they are men.
Precisely. That is why I use them. They can reason after a fashion. Oh, they are dangerous.
But where do you get them?
Well, we will visit my training school. It is in the cellar. I have about a dozen pupils locked down there now. They're from the Spanish bark, San Lacar. But had the bad luck to go on the rocks out there. Well, a very inferior lot, I regret to say. Another glass?
No.
You see, it is a game. I suggest to one of them that we go hunting. I give him a supply of food and an excellent hunting knife. I give him 2 hours start. If my quarry eludes me for 3 whole days, he wins the game. If I find him, well, he loses.
Suppose he refused to be hunted.
Oh, well, I give him his choice, of course. He need not play that game if he does not wish to. If he does not wish to hunt, I turn him over to Ivan. Ivan used to be official Knatter to my old king, and he has his own ideas of sport. Invariably, Mr. Rainsford, invariably, they choose to hunt.
And if they win?
Well, to date, I have not lost. Oh, I do not wish you to think me a braggart, Mr. Rainsford. Many of them afford only the most elementary sort of problem. Occasionally, I strike a tartar. One almost did win. I eventually had to use the hound.
The hound?
Well, this way, please. Come, I will show you. See, wait a minute. I'll open the window. Nice boy. Hello, boy. They are a rather good lot, I think, huh? They are let out at 7 every night. If anyone should try to get into my castle or out of it, something extremely regrettable would occur to him. But enough of this. Come. I want to show you a collection of heads I'm quite sure you've never seen before. Will you join me in the library for coffee?
Look here, General Zorro. I appreciate your hospitality and your rescuing me more than I can say, but I'm not bored with hunting.
Right, good, excellent. Tonight we will hunt then, Rainsford?
General, I wish to leave this island at once.
Tonight we will hunt. You and I.
You're wrong, General. I won't hunt.
Oh.
I won't murder.
That is too bad. Well, as you wish, my friend. The choice rests entirely with you. But may I not venture to suggest to you that you will find my idea of sport more diverting than Ivan?
Now, wait a minute.
My dear fellow.
You don't mean you plan to hunt me?
My dear fellow, have I not told you I always mean what I say about hunting? This is really an inspiration. I drink to a foeman worthy of my steel. At last.
I simply can't believe. This must be some sort of a dream.
Your brain against mine, your woodcraft against mine, your strength, your stamina against mine. Outdoor chess. And the stake is not without value, huh?
And if I win?
Oh, well, then I will cheerfully acknowledge myself defeated, and if I do not find you by midnight of the 3rd day, my sloop will place you on the mainland near the town. Oh, you can trust me. I will give you my word as a gentleman and a sportsman. Of course, you, in turn, must agree to say nothing of your visit here.
I'll agree to nothing of the kind.
Oh. Well, in that case... Well, but why discuss that now? 3 days hence, we can discuss it, unless... Well, what is your choice, Mr. Rainsford?
I'm a hunter. You know my choice.
Good. Ivan here will supply you with hunting clothes, food, and knives. I suggest you wear moccasins. They leave a poorer trail. I suggest, too, that you avoid the big swamp in the northeast corner of the island. We call it Death Swamp. There's quicksand there. Well, I must beg you to excuse me now. I always take a siesta after lunch. You will want to start, no doubt. Well, au revoir, Mr. Rainsford. Au revoir.
Look here. Isn't there any way I can... I fought my way through the bush for 2 hours, repeating to myself over and over again, I must keep my nerve. I must keep my nerve. My whole idea at first was to put distance between myself and General Zaroff, and to this end I had plunged along through the thicket, spurred on by the sharp rowels of something very much like panic. Now, I had got a grip on myself. It stopped and was taking stock of the situation. I saw that straight flight was futile. Inevitably, it would bring me face to face with the sea. I'll give him a trail to follow, I muttered, and I struck off from the rude path I had been following and into the trackless wilderness. I made a series of intricate loops. I doubled on my trail again and again, recalling all the lore of the fox hunt and all the dodges of the fox. Night found me exhausted, my hands and face lashed by the branches on a thickly wooded ridge. My need for rest was imperative, and I thought, I played the fox, now I must play the cat of the fable. A big tree with a thick trunk with outspread branches was nearby, and taking care to leave not the slightest mark, I climbed up and stretched out on one of the broad limbs. Rest brought me new confidence and almost a feeling of security. Even so expert a hunter as General Zaroff could not trace me here, I assured myself. An apprehensive night crawled slowly by, my mind keenly alert for any sound, any warning. And towards the dawn, an instinct I never knew existed, like an animal must possess, impel me to look far in the distance in a westerly direction. Sure enough, following the trail with the sureness of a bloodhound, came General Zaroff. Nothing escaped those searching black eyes. No crushed blade of grass, no bent twig, no mark, no matter how faint, in the moss. My heart pounding furiously, I slid down quickly from the tree and struck off again in the woods. I knew I had to do something desperate, and I knew I had little time in which to do it. 300 yards from my hiding place, I stopped where a huge dead tree leaned precariously on a smaller living one. Throwing off my sack of food, I took my knife from his sheath and began to whack with all my energy. The job was finished at last. And I threw myself down behind a fallen log 100 feet away. I did not have to wait long.
Rainsford! Rainsford! Rainsford!
What?
Hey, Rainsford! If you are within sound of my voice, as I suppose you are, let me congratulate you. Not many men know how to make a Malay man-catcher. Luckily for me, I too have hunted in Malacca. You are proving interesting, Mr. Rainsford. You are proving interesting. The tree brushed my shoulder as I jumped back. I am going to have the wound dressed. It is only slight. But I shall be back, Mr. Rainsford. I shall be back.
It was flight now. A desperate, hopeless flight that carried me on for hours. I don't know where I got the strength. I kept telling myself over and over again that I must keep my nerve, that I was competing with a monster, a super huntsman. Dusk came, then darkness, and still I managed to press on. The ground grew softer under my moccasins. The vegetation grew ranker, denser. Insects bit at me savagely. Suddenly, as I stepped forward, my foot sank into the ooze. I tried to wrench it back. Mud sucked viciously at my foot like a giant leech. With a violent effort, I tore my foot loose. I knew where I was then. Death Swamp and its quicksand. But the softness of the earth had given me an idea. I stepped back from the quicksand a dozen feet or so and began to dig. When the pit was above my shoulders, I climbed out and from some hard saplings cut stakes and sharpened them to a fine point. These stakes I planted in the bottom of the pit with a point sticking up. As fast as I could, I wove a rough carpet of weeds and branches and with it covered the mouth of the pit. Then, wet with sweat and aching with tiredness, I crouched behind the stump of a lightning-charred tree. I knew Zaroff was coming. I could hear the paddling sound of feet on the soft earth. He was not feeling his way along foot by foot. He was coming and coming fast. Crouching there, I couldn't see him nor the pit. I lived a year and a minute, frozen, every muscle tensed.
Well, excellent, Rainsford. Yes, excellent. You have done well. Your Burmese tiger pit has claimed one of my finest hounds. Again you scored. I think, Mr. Rainsford, I will see what you can do against my whole pack. I'm going back to get them now. Thank you for a most amusing evening.
At daybreak, lying near the swamp, I was awakened by a sound that made me know that I had new things to learn about fear. It was a distant sound, faint and wavering, but I knew it. It was the baying of a pack of hounds. I could do one of two things. I could stay where I was and wait. That was suicide. I could flee. That was postponing the inevitable. I put my every last hope into that tiger pit. For a moment, I stood there thinking. All at once, an idea that held a wild chance came to me, and tightening my belt, I headed away from the swamp. The baying of the hounds grew nearer. It was beyond me any minute now. My mind worked frantically. I thought of a native trick I had learned in Gandhi. I caught hold of a springy young sapling, and to it fastened my hunting knife with the blade pointing down the trail. With a bit of wild grapevine, I tied back the sapling. Then I ran for my life. The hounds raised their terrifying voices as they hit the fresh scent. I knew then how an animal at bay feels. Last, I had to stop to get my breath. The baying of the hounds stopped just as suddenly. With it, my heart stopped, too. They must have reached the knife. Excitedly, I shinnied up a tree and looked back. My pursuers had stopped all right. But the hope that had been in my brain when I climbed died. For in the shallow valley, I saw that General Zaroff was still on his feet. But Ivan was not. Apparently, he had come along to hold the hounds. The knife, driven by the recoil of the springing tree, had splintered through his chest. I partly tumbled to the ground when the pack took up the cry again. Nerve, nerve, nerve. I panted as I dashed along. A blue gap showed between the trees, dead ahead. The hounds were almost on top of me. I forced myself toward the gap. I reached it. It was the shore of the sea. Across the cove, I could see the gloomy gray stone of Zaroff's castle. 20 feet below me, the sea rumbled and hissed. I hesitated. I heard the hounds. Then I leaped far out into the sea. Oh, the sea was good to me. And I am here safe in the general's bedroom waiting for him. The 3 days are up, and I have eluded him. But now I know I must go further. In a moment, we will meet, he and I. Only one of us is going to live. You understand that now.
The roots are rats, thunder up a pulsa, was thunder trust, Rainsford.
General?
Rainsford, how on earth did you get here?
Swam. I found it easier and quicker than walking through your jungle.
Well, I congratulate you. You have won the game.
Oh, no, General. I'm still the beast at bay. Here. Get ready, General Zaroff.
Oh.
Yes, 2 of them.
Oh. Well, I see. Splendid. One of us, then, is to furnish a repast for the hounds. The other will sleep in this very excellent bed. On guard, Rainsford.
General?
Right. Good, Rainsford.
Ah, General.
What now, Rainsford? Now. Good, Rainsford. Very good.
as my late host said it would be. A very excellent bed.
And so closes The Most Dangerous Game by Richard Connell, starring Joseph Cotton as Rainsford with J. Carroll Nash as General Zaroff. Tonight's study in Suspense. Suspense is produced, edited, and directed by William Spear.
Probably no woman alive has been hostess to so many famous and distinguished people as Miss Elsa Maxwell. This is what she says about Roma wine.
When you entertain friends, you do everything you can think of to add to their enjoyment. And that is why I say, when you serve your guests Roma wine, you not only delight them, you also smartly and genuinely flatter them. These delicious wines add so much to hospitality and to enjoyment of everyday meals. Yet it's such a simple, easy addition to the joy of living, so wholesomely moderate and so inexpensive.
Miss Maxwell gives you good advice. Enjoy Roma wine regularly. It's California's finest. Always good. Unvaryingly fine in flavor and quality. Remember, more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wine. Roma. R-O-M-A. Roma wines.
Joseph Cotton appeared through the courtesy of David O. Selznick and is currently being seen in the Selznick production Since You Went Away. J. Carroll Nash is soon to be seen in the Paramount picture A Medal for Benny. Our thanks also to RKO, who began production today on The Most Dangerous Game, and through whose cooperation this story was presented tonight on Suspense. Ladies and gentlemen, next week you will hear Claire Trevor and Nancy Kelly as co-stars of Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines. R-O-M-A. Made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Now, Roma Wines present
Suspense. Tonight, Tale of Two Sisters, starring Claire Trevor and Nancy Kelly.
Suspense is presented for your enjoyment by Roma Wines. That's R-O-M-A, Roma Wines. Those excellent California wines that can add so much pleasantness to the way you live, to your happiness in entertaining guests, to your enjoyment of everyday meals. Yes, right now a glassful would be very pleasant as Roma Wines bring you
Suspense. This is the Man in Black, here for the Roma Wine Company of Fresno, California, who tonight from Hollywood bring you as co-stars Miss Nancy Kelly and Miss Claire Trevor. Both are currently being seen in RKO Productions. Miss Trevor in Murder, My Sweet, and Miss Kelly in Betrayal from the East. There is a phrase of Walt Whitman's, the sisters' death and night incessantly, softly wash again and ever again this soiled world. And so with the tale of these two sisters, and with the performance of Claire Trevor as Clara and of Nancy Kelly as Adele, we again hope to keep you in suspense.
Everyone is so good to me. I like being here, but some of the others don't, I guess. Do you hear? They scream sometimes like that in the night. Maybe they scream because they remember things. But I remember things, too. Especially when people come out from town to see me, to bring me things. But there's nothing that I want. They can't bring back my sister. My beautiful sister, Adele. Today was Thursday, and they came. And now they have gone. And when they came, they brought back memories of Adele. When we were children. The night that Mother died. The night we made the promise.
Don't cry anymore, Adele. I'm afraid, Clara. We're alone.
We're not alone.
But if something happened to you...
Nothing's going to happen to me. I'm going to take care of you.
But that's what Mother said. Now she's left us, too.
But Adele, Mother didn't know that she wouldn't have left us if she could have helped us.
Promise me you won't die, Claire. And that whatever I do, you'll do. And that you'll never leave me.
I promise.
And we'll be together. Always and forever.
Always and forever. I promise. And for years, I kept that promise. Adele and I were as close as anyone could be. We had few friends, and I didn't mind as long as she was happy. But sometimes I was frightened at the way she clung to me after we were grown. I was afraid of what would become of her in case anything ever happened to me. And then something did happen. I met Douglas Foley. Adele liked him until she realized that I'd fallen in love with him. Then she hated him in a childish, vicious way. He tried to win her over, but it was no good. And then he asked me to marry him. And I said yes. That night, after he'd gone, Adele was waiting for me in my room.
Adele! Clara! Douglas told me.
Adele! You're so white, darling. You're ill.
But you promised me.
But Adele, I'm not leaving you. You're going to live with us.
No, it won't be the same. You promised always and forever.
But we were children, Adele.
You promised we'd be together always and forever.
Adele, you see...
If you marry him, I'll never speak to you again.
But we were married, and we believed that Adele would forgive us in time, but she didn't. She refused to see us. Then when we learned that my husband's new job was to take us to Europe, our first thought was of Adele. If she would only go with us. But when we drove to her house, she refused to come to the door, and we were forced to sail without her. My son, Doug, was born in Europe. And I wrote Adele a long letter telling her about him, but the letter was returned, unopened. When Doug was just 10, we returned to America. I went directly from the station to Adele's home. She was working in the garden when we drove up. I was shocked at her appearance. Her hair had turned almost white, and there was a strange look about her. I sent Doug to the gate to introduce himself. She looked at him in a puzzled manner. Then she saw us sitting in the car, and she turned and walked into the house. The next thing I remember was that day, 1 month after my return home, when I was put on trial for murder, for my husband's murder.
Mrs. Foley, will you tell us again what happened the night of your husband's murder?
My husband was working in the garden all day when it began to grow dark.
Will you please speak up?
Well, my husband had been working in the garden, and when I called him in, he insisted that he had something to finish. I called him several times after that, but then I became irritated and I gave up. I had my dinner alone, and I went up to my bedroom.
Then you admit that you quarreled with him the night of the murder.
No, we didn't quarrel. I was irritated, but I said nothing to my husband.
Your husband's death was caused by a deep, narrow wound in the vicinity of the heart. It is the opinion of this court that the instrument used might have been an ice pick. Mrs. Foley, have you any other ideas as to what might have inflicted this wound?
No.
Had your husband any enemies, Mrs. Foley?
No. And so I was acquitted that day because of insufficient evidence. I thought Adele would come to me during those awful days, but she didn't. I saw her in the courtroom, but she never looked my way. I believe it was about 2 months after the trial that my son Doug and his friend Roy went on an all-day hiking trip to the beach. They were light skating back. It was almost dark when I saw Roy coming up the street. He was alone. He was running.
Oh, Mrs. Foley! Mrs. Foley!
Roy, where's Doug?
He's down at the beach with her.
With who?
Your sister.
Sister. For heaven's sakes, Roy, will you tell me what this is all about?
Well, you see, Mrs. Foley, Doug and I,
It seemed that Roy and Doug had forgotten to take along their drinking water, and they hadn't missed it until they'd come to a very deserted strip of the beach.
Come on, Doug. Maybe we can get water at that little house over there.
Funny place for a house, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Looks like nobody lives there.
All the better. We can just drink out of that faucet in the yard. We won't have to ask nobody. Come on.
Sure run down, isn't it? Maybe the faucet isn't working. Garden's all dead.
Oh, sure it's working. See?
Someone's just plain lazy. Or maybe no one lives here.
Oh, sure they do. There's a mailbox. Maybe there's a name on it. Look, Miss Adele Norris.
That's my mom's sister.
Yeah? Well, let's drop in and see her.
Well, she wouldn't even know who I was.
Well, you could tell her, couldn't you? Say, maybe she'd give us some cake or something.
No, she's mad at me and Mom. Come on, let's get out of here.
Hey, Doug, look at all the dead leaves on the porch. Let's have a look around.
No, she might come out.
Ah, she can't hurt you, can she? Let's peek in the window.
No. Roy!
Look, Doug. The place is all upset. It's all dirty and everything. Let's look in the rest of the windows. There's no one around. Oh, here's the kitchen. Look at all the dirty dishes piled up.
Say, maybe my aunt is sick.
Hey, look. Somebody's coming to the window. Oh, gosh.
What do you want?
We wanted to see if you were all right.
Go away.
Don't you recognize me?
No.
Are you sick?
No.
I'm your nephew, Douglas Foley.
Go away, whoever you are.
I'd like to help you.
Go away, I said.
Mother wouldn't want me to leave you here like this.
Who's your mother?
I told you, don't you remember? She's your sister.
I have no sister. My sister died when I was 18.
Roy, you go home and get Mother. My aunt is sick. I'll climb through this window and see if there's anything I can do.
You stay out of this house, Doug. Let's both go. She doesn't want you here.
She's sick. You go for my mother and hurry.
If you come into this house, you'll be sorry. If you dare come... Did you say your name is Douglas Foley?
Yeah, that's right. You see, I'm...
Douglas Foley is dead. Forever and ever.
No, don't you see? The one who died was my
Douglas Foley came between two sisters. And then he died.
Yeah, but I'm trying to tell you, my mother and you are...
Well, if he isn't dead, then I guess you'll have to die again. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Yes. He'll have to die again. He'll have to die again.
Look, you're sick. You need help.
I'm sick?
Yeah. Don't you want me to come in?
Yes. Oh, yes. Come in, Douglas Foley.
Tonight for Suspense, Roma Wines are bringing you Nancy Kelly and Claire Trevor in Mel Dinelli's radio play, Tale of Two Sisters. tonight's study in Suspense.
We have an interesting idea for you tonight from the keen and sensible mind of America's famed expert on parties and smart entertaining, Miss Elsa Maxwell. And we quote,
Serving a nice table wine when friends come to dinner or with everyday meals is one of the smartest, most sensible, and truly moderate pleasures of which I know, and one which any family can regularly enjoy, since the cost of delicious Roma Burgundy is very little. Just serve your Roma Burgundy well cooled. Enjoy it with any food, and don't worry about special glasses. Any glasses available are perfectly correct. The goodness of the wine, the added enjoyment of your food, these are the things that count.
Miss Maxwell expresses perfectly what we of Roma believe. In Roma, California Burgundy, in all Roma wines, you enjoy the glorious color, aroma, and flavor of superb sun-ripe grapes. Our noted wineries, located in California's choicest vineyard areas, assure you of flavor and quality which are always good, never varying, always delightful. And so, Roma quality is preferred everywhere. And you are able to enjoy these fine Roma wines at modest prices, only pennies a glassful. Remember, more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wines. R-O-M-A, Roma wines.
And now it is with pleasure that we bring back to our soundstage Nancy Kelly as Adele and Claire Trevor as Clara, who resumes the recital of this Tale of Two Sisters, a narrative well calculated to keep you in suspense.
You see how clearly I remember things? I remember so well the horror of that moment when Doug's little friend finished telling me how he had left Doug there alone with my sister Adele. And I even remember what Roy said at the end.
So I came back to tell you, Mrs. Foley, on account of Doug made me. But now I wish I hadn't left him there with her. I know she's your sister and all, but I saw her face when she came to the window. She looked awful, Mrs. Foley. She looked awful crazy.
I followed Roy's directions, and I went by foot north along the ocean. I must have walked a good mile before I came to the house. I ran quickly up the pathway. The front door was standing open. There was a lamp burning on the table. Adele! She lay on the bed. I couldn't see her very clearly by the candlelight, but I could see that she was fully dressed. Her hair was undone, and it spilled down over the pillow. For a moment, I thought she was dead.
What do you want?
Adele.
What do you want?
It's me, Clara. Where's Douglas?
He's dead?
Adele.
Your husband is dead, I tell you.
Oh, I don't mean my husband. I mean my son. Where is he?
Oh, he was murdered by a long shot.
Be still. You don't know what you're saying. Where is my son?
I haven't seen him.
You have. He was here, I know that.
I haven't seen him.
Yes, you have. Try and remember. Where is he?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do know. What have you done to him?
Was he your son?
Yes, Adele.
Please. I hated him.
I know, but where is he, Adele?
He went away.
Where did he go?
He went to the village for a doctor.
Are you telling me the truth?
Yes?
How long ago did he leave?
I don't remember. Will you stop questioning me? Can't you see that I think I tell you he went for a doctor? Oh, will you come here, Clara? After 10 years.
I've come to help you.
I don't need your help.
Adele, did Doug really go for the doctor?
You think I'm lying?
I don't know, but if he isn't back soon, I'm going for the police.
The police? The fat fool. I'm so sick, Clara.
I'm going to take your things off, Adele. You'll be more comfortable. Then when the doctor comes...
No, don't you touch me.
Adele, you're sick. Let me take your things off.
No, can't you leave me alone? Leave me alone. How do you know what's good for me after all these years? Oh, I'm in pain, Clara. I have a heavy pain here by my heart. And when I'm tightly laced, I can almost bear it.
All right. We'll leave it till the doctor comes.
Will the doctor help me, Clara?
Yes, of course he will.
Douglas Foley came between two sisters.
Adele.
He worked in the garden. He was bending down low. Oh, I'm so tired, Clara.
Yes, try and rest, Adele. Close your eyes.
But he was working in the garden, and I was on my way home from the sewing club. I saw him there, Clara. He looked the same after 10 years because he had your strength to draw from. But I was alone. I'd grown old, and he had stayed young.
And then she seemed to doze off. Her breathing was so labored, and I thought, perhaps she'll rest more easily if I undress her. And I went over to the bed. She was wearing a corset. I reached over and began to unhook it. She started mumbling something in her sleep.
You broke your promise. Always and forever, you said.
But she didn't wake up. And I finally managed to take her corset off. But as I went to place it on a chair, I noticed something protruding from the material. At first I thought it was a broken stay, but it was round, and one end was sharp. I looked closer. It was a steel knitting needle, a long steel one, and there was rust on it. Or was that brown stain rust? Adele had concealed a knitting needle. And there was proof of what I guess I'd known all along. Adele had murdered my husband. With a shudder, I dropped to the floor, and then something caught my eye. There was a hand sticking out from beneath the bed. It was white and still. It was a child's hand. I fell swiftly to my knees. Doug! And just as I reached out for him, I felt a sharp blow on the back of my head, and I fell to the floor. And I dreamed that Adele and I were children again. That she was laughing, and we were playing an old game of ours where we tied each other up with our bathrobe cords. And then we waited for a knight in armor to rescue us. It was the odor of kerosene that brought me to. The room was filled with it. My head was pounding, and I couldn't seem to focus my eyes. I tried to raise myself to my feet, but I couldn't seem to move my arms and legs. Suddenly, I realized why. I was tied with a bathrobe cord. I was a child again. Adele and I were playing our games again. My husband, everything that had happened between Adele and me had been nothing but a bad dream. A feeling of relief swept over me. And then suddenly I heard footsteps. And the door creaked slowly open. And suddenly I knew that what had happened had not been a dream. For Adele stood in the doorway. Not Adele, the child who would rescue me, but Adele with gray hair, who hadn't spoken for all those years. She wore a long dressing gown. She was barefoot, her long hair streaming about her shoulders, and there was a vacant, stupid smile on her face. She carried a bucket in her hand, and the odor of kerosene filled the room. She didn't seem to notice me as she went past me, and she threw the liquid from the bucket onto the bed. There! Adele! No, Adele! She paid no attention to me as she left the room again. I struggled wildly, but it was no use. I was tied securely. And then I saw a still figure on the bed. It was Doug. His face was white. He was unconscious. And there was a deep gash at the side of his head. And then Adele came into the room. She had filled her bucket to the brim, and she walked towards the bed again. Adele! Clara? Adele, untie me. Untie you? Why? Adele, listen to me. This is your son, Clara. Yes, Adele, untie me. You were looking for him, and he was here all the time. Please untie me, Adele. I never knew your son. For years, I never knew him.
How old is he, Clara?
He's only 10. He's just a boy. Adele, you're sick. Untie me, and we'll go for a doctor.
You want me to be well, Clara?
Oh, yes, untie me.
Are we friends again, Clara?
Yes, we're friends. I want to help you.
Oh, but I can't forget the years, Clara. I must wash those years away before we can really be friends again.
Adele, forget those years. Let me help you. Untie me.
Oh, no. No, we can't forget them, Clara. We must wash them away. That's what I was doing. I was washing away the years. Your husband's gone, and your son is all that remains of him. And then we can be sisters again.
You don't know what you're doing. Untie me, Adele.
But this isn't water that I have in this bucket.
No, you see, you're sick, Adele.
It's what I put into the lamps to make them burn.
Oh, no.
Perhaps I could burn away the years. Oh, yes, that'd be better. Much better.
No, Adele. Adele, for the love of heaven, untie me.
If I could burn away these years that remain on the bed.
Oh, no, Adele.
If I could do that with this candle, well, then you and I could really be friends again, like when Mother was alive. We could be sisters again. Always and forever.
We're sisters now, Adele.
Oh, no. No, you're lying.
We're not sisters. Adele, listen to me. We're children. And you've tied me with this cord, you see? And now you must untie me. Like you used to do when you left me too long, and I cried.
No, you're lying. We're not sisters. And we haven't been for years. And now I'm going to punish you for lying. Just as Mother used to punish me when we were children.
Then she started walking unsteadily towards me, a lighted candle in one hand, the bucket in the other, the liquid slopping over her dressing gown as she walked.
Clara, do you remember the time Mother washed out my mouth with soap when she caught me in a fib? Well, that's what I'm going to do to you now. Or perhaps it would be better if I burned it out.
No!
Now, Clara, don't scream. You'll waken your precious son. And we mustn't waken him now.
Adele, untie me. I promise you that I'll take Doug away. We'll both go away. You'll never have to see us again.
Oh, no, Clara.
And she kept moving towards me, holding the lighted candle close to her breast.
You mustn't ever lie to me again, Clara.
Adele! You ill! You don't know what you're doing!
Wash away the years. Burn away the years.
Suddenly, I saw a tiny flicker of flame on her breast. The frilly dressing gown. She'd held the candle too close. Her entire dressing gown was a mass of flames. It spread swiftly to her hair. In a moment, she was a blazing torch, and the odor of burning filled the room. I could see her face, surprised, contorted pain. She turned and looked toward the bed as the bucket flaming in her hand, and then she went screaming out the front door and towards the street.
Mrs. Foley,
Yes?
you mustn't scream like that.
I wasn't screaming. That was my sister, Adele.
Yes, I know. Try not to think about it, Mrs. Foley.
You knew my sister was burned to death, didn't you, Mrs. Willard? She was very beautiful.
Yes, I know. Try and rest. Is there anything I can get for you before I go to bed?
No, thank you.
Well, go to sleep then.
I will. Good night.
That's right. Go to sleep.
Was that my sister, Mrs. Willard?
No, Mrs. Foley. It was one of the others.
They scream because they remember things.
Yes. Yes, I suppose they do. Good night.
Good night. I remember things, too. I remember. Promise me you'll never leave me, Clara. And that whatever I do, you'll do.
I promise.
Always and forever?
Always and forever. I promise.
And so closes Tale of Two Sisters, starring Claire Trevor and Nancy Kelly. Tonight's study in Suspense. Suspense is produced, edited, and directed by William Spear.
The other day, Elsa Maxwell told us about a friend who had lived many years in wine-loving countries around the world.
I gave him some of our delicious Roma, California Burgundy at dinner, and he confessed to me that he thought it every bit as enjoyable as any he had ever had. So I say, you people who do not regularly serve Roma wine are missing one of the most delightful treats daily living can offer. It's so good, so smart, and yet so very simple.
Take Miss Maxwell's advice. Enjoy Roma wine regularly. It's always good, unvaryingly fine in flavor and quality, and only pennies a glass. Remember, more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wines. Roma, R-O-M-A, Roma wines.
Ladies and gentlemen, next Thursday, same time, you will hear Mr. Lee Bowman as star of Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines, R-O-M-A, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. We join with Americans everywhere to salute the Boy Scouts of the world on the occasion of the 35th anniversary celebration of a great movement pledged to the ideals of brotherhood. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Now, Roma Wines present Suspense. Tonight, Sell Me Your Life, starring Lee Bowman. Suspense is presented for your enjoyment by Roma Wines. That's R-O-M-A, Roma Wines. Those excellent California wines that can add so much pleasantness to the way you live, to your happiness in entertaining guests, to your enjoyment of everyday meals. Yes, right now a glassful would be very pleasant as Roma Wines bring you Suspense. This is the Man in Black, here for the Roma Wine Company of Fresno, California, who tonight from Hollywood bring you as star Mr. Lee Bowman, who is currently being co-starred with Rita Hayworth and Janet Blair in the Columbia Technicolor musical Tonight and Every Night. He appears this evening as a rather embittered young man whose life really began in spite of himself at the very moment when he had planned to take leave of it. And so with Sell Me Your Life and with the performance of Lee Bowman as Joe Bland, we again hope to keep you in suspense.
All right, quiet down. I want to hear this guy's story. Go ahead, Bland.
No. Why waste any more time?
Because I'm going to hear your version of what happened. And I'm going to hear it now.
Listen, Lieutenant. Less than 2 hours ago, I was ready to kill myself. You think I'm going to spend any time now trying to convince you I ought to live? What difference does it make? Come on, let's get out of here.
Let's have the story.
I don't get it. You're not going to believe any part of it, and you know it. So far as you're concerned, I'm already in the chair.
We'll see. Go on with the story.
Do you believe that tonight I was standing on top of the railing of the Grand Street Bridge ready to jump? Do you? No. No, of course you don't.
All right, keep going. Let's hear it all.
Well, that's where I was. And that's what I was about to do. Do you know how it feels, Lieutenant? Standing there, then all of a sudden making your decision. I didn't worry too much about being seen. It was too late at night, and the mist was too heavy. I looked down at the black water. Then I closed my eyes. I caught my breath. And then the headlights hit me. And the next second, I knew the driver had seen me. I heard the car stop and the door open. I couldn't move. I couldn't jump on over, and I couldn't climb back down. I just stood there and listened to the footsteps come toward me and stop.
What do you think you're doing?
A woman. The footsteps should have told me that, but they didn't.
I wonder if you know how silly you look pitched up there.
I got my first good look at her then. Dark hair, about 30, and, yeah, a knockout.
Come on. Come on down.
Why don't you get back in your car and go on about your business?
I'm waiting for you to come on down, or else jump over.
You?
That's right. A gesture as big as that deserves an audience. I'll see that you have one. Well, I'm waiting. That's more like it.
Okay. The place is yours.
No, wait. Don't you understand? I want to help you.
Why? What difference does it make to you?
Here, let's get in the car.
There's nothing you or anybody else can do. Can't you see?
Oh, you're tired, aren't you? How long have you been walking?
I don't know. Hours, I guess.
Then come on. At least I can give you a lift to your next bridge.
I can't explain it, but I guess I just didn't have much fight left in me. Because there I was, driving on off the bridge. And all of a sudden, I found myself spilling the whole thing. I told her how a certain pal of mine juggled the company books, my books as well as his, about how he could never admit I was innocent because he dropped over dead this morning, about how the auditors would be through by tomorrow and I'd be up for embezzlement. Yeah, I can see by your face. You think that old corny story, but it's true. Well, I told her about it, about how that would put me away for good because it would make my third conviction. Then I told her, and I knew she wouldn't believe that either, but I told her just the same. I was innocent of those previous crimes, as innocent as I was of this one.
Innocent of all of them, is that right?
Yes. Well, why don't you let me out here? Thanks very much for everything.
Wait. That money they think you took. Wouldn't it help if you could somehow make it good?
Sure. All I got to do is walk in tomorrow morning and plank down $1,000.
Only 1,000?
Only 1,000. And I've got $4.62 in my pocket.
There's someone I want you to meet.
What? Who?
Your future employer, I hope. His name is Andrew Bodine.
Bodine? The banker?
Yes. You see, I'm Mrs. Bodine.
That won't work.
Well, you've no reason to say that. My husband has helped hundreds of people.
It can't work. The breaks I've been getting will go right on, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. My life's over, I tell you. It's spent.
No, not yet. It isn't. And if you don't want it, I'll take it. Oh, please. For just 1 hour, sell me your life. What have you got to lose?
She took me into the Bodine place, and we came straight to the library here. That's where Mr. Bodine would be, she said. But then, when she opened the door, I saw a young-looking guy. He was over there, working at the desk.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Faraday. It was just that I expected my husband.
Oh, another one of those conferences, I'm afraid. He was called away only a few moments ago.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, this is Mr. Faraday, my husband's secretary.
Glad to know you.
Well, thank you. I don't believe I heard your name, Mr.
If you don't mind, Mr. Faraday, I wonder if you'd excuse us.
Why, certainly. My work's pretty well cleared up anyway. Good night, Mrs. Bodine.
Good night. See, the fact that my husband isn't here right now isn't really going to matter too much. I'm appealing to you for help.
Appealing to me for help?
Yes. During the time you've been under sentence, you've naturally had considerable contact with, criminals. I want you to identify just such a person.
I guess I don't get what you...
My husband's life is in danger. I'm sure of it.
In danger? But from what?
No, I shan't tell you whom I suspect. I want you to find that out. I want you to give me proof. Most important, I want you to give my husband protection.
How?
By watching him, by observing everyone who comes in contact with him, whether casually or regularly. Oh, yes, would you just step over there to the desk? No, behind it. Now, that first drawer on the left.
This one?
Yes, that's it. Open it.
Why, it's filled full of bills, $100 bills.
Mm-hmm. My husband calls it his trust fund. It's always there to help those he feels deserve help. Count off 10 of them. Please, go on.
Why, I can't do that.
Oh, it isn't charity. In your case, it's salary. And it will settle up that difficulty at your office, now won't it? If it doesn't, we can always add to it.
But you don't know anything about me. You don't even know what
I was coming to that. You'll probably start work for us tomorrow, and... Oh, yes, here's a pad. If you'll just jot down where we can reach you. Do you mind?
No, of course not. It's the Rex Hotel. They've got a payphone in the lobby. I put the number down there.
Good. That should do it.
Well, you're forgetting something, aren't you?
Forgetting something?
My name. I put it down, too. It's Bland. Joe Bland.
Well, I'm happy to know you, Joe. But haven't you forgotten something?
Me? Oh, what?
The $1,000.
Oh. You're a wonderful person, Mrs. Bodine. I wish I knew how to thank you.
I'll tell you. Just stay alive.
I took the slow way home tonight because, well, whether you believe it or not, Vance, there was a lot of thinking I wanted to do. Mostly about that woman I'd met. And while I was climbing upstairs to my room, I realized what she'd really done. All because of her, I'd sort of been born again. I let myself into my room and switched on the overhead light.
All right, Joe. Just put your hands up.
There you were, Vance, sitting in a chair across the room. I'd never seen you before.
That's it. Now, just keep 'em up. I'm Vance, police headquarters. Now, stand still while I check you over.
The office. I didn't think they'd get to that till tomorrow. Well.
That's so. Uh-huh. Here we are. $1,000. Serial number G6. That's it. All right, where's the rest?
The rest? Well, that's all there is.
Get it, huh? That's what I thought. Took you long enough to get here.
Now, listen, I was going to turn that over to the company in the morning.
The company? What company?
Why, my company.
I don't know what you're talking about. Just tell me where you put the gun.
The gun?
You hid that, too, huh?
Wait a minute. I never had any gun. What is this? I don't know what you're...
I guess you are as dumb as you act. Anybody who'd leave his name, address, and phone number on his victim's desk can't be very bright. They just posted a reward for the guy who robbed and then murdered Andrew Bodine. Looks like I'm the guy who's going to collect it.
What? Andrew Bodine? Murdered?
As if you didn't know, sweetheart. Come on, we're going back out there.
Tonight for Suspense, Roma Wines are bringing you as star Mr. Lee Bowman, whom you have heard in the first act of Sell Me Your Life by Emil C. Tepperman. Tonight's tale of Suspense.
This is Truman Bradley for Roma Wines. Elsa Maxwell is recognized internationally as an authority on gracious living. You will be interested in something she said the other day about wine and wartime food rationing. Listen.
I find that people who know one simple secret of serving delicious meals aren't bothered much by food rationing. That secret is to enjoy good Roma wine with food. For instance, I recently had dinner with some old friends. The main dish was kidney bean casserole. And to give this simple food a delightful party flavor, my hostess served cool Roma California Burgundy. Everyone remarked about its wonderful bouquet and aroma, and about the way that good Roma Burgundy added enjoyment to our plain meal. Such added enjoyment is one of the reasons why more and more people serve delightful Roma wine.
That's a grand suggestion from Elsa Maxwell. So why not try Roma California Burgundy with your dinner tomorrow night? You'll enjoy its tart piquancy, its fruity, robust taste, the happy result of selecting luscious wine grapes from California's choicest vineyards, guided to perfection by the ancient wine skill of Roma's famed wineries. Good Roma wines never vary. They're always enjoyable, yet cost only pennies a glass. Remember, more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wine. R-O-M-A, Roma wines.
And now it is with pleasure that we bring back to our sound stage Lee Bowman as Joe Bland, who has been saved from death by suicide only to face a murder charge. A situation well calculated to keep you in suspense.
We came back here to the Bodine's library. The room was packed, loaded with police and reporters. It was full of Andrew Bodine, too. He was stretched out behind the desk, covered with a sheet.
Hey, Bland, look over this way, right into the camera. That's it.
About this guy's fingerprints, Lieutenant. We got him off his police record.
Yeah?
They matched the prints on the desk drawer, all right. Where the money was, I mean.
I know. He admits taking the money, 1,000 of it. Says Mrs. Bodine told him to take it.
Anything else?
Yeah, he admits he needed the dough. Says he's about to be stuck on an embezzlement charge.
Has he admitted shooting Lincoln yet? Looks like you... here's that secretary.
Oh, Faraday, we've been waiting for you.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry, Lieutenant, but I was with Mrs. Bodine. She's rather hard hit.
Yeah? Well, here's the guy. Can you identify him?
Well, I should be able to. It was less than an hour ago that I saw him.
Here?
Yes, in this room. He was with Mr. Bodine.
Mr. Bodine? Well, that's a
Quiet. You'll have your chance. Go on, Faraday.
Well, Mr. Bodine was talking with him, trying to work out some way to help him.
Why,
You probably know of the old man's habit of picking up, bums, giving them money, trying to get them work. I'd warned him time and time again.
We know about that. Just go on with the story.
Yeah, just go on with your lies.
I told you to keep still.
What for? So we can build up that phony story? Listen, Vance, I want to see Mrs. Bodine. She was with me all the time. I told you that. She can stop this whole thing in 2 minutes. She can if Faraday here hasn't done something to her.
Why, this fellow must be insane.
I want to see Mrs. Bodine. Now.
She's in no condition to be disturbed. Furthermore, she has no connection whatever with this case.
Oh, no?
Let me give you some advice, Bland. Keep your mouth shut until I tell you to talk.
Well, the old man, Mr. Bodine, asked me to leave him alone. So I went right to my room down the hall. There was nothing else I could do.
And then?
Well, it must have been about 15 minutes that I heard a shot. I rushed in here and there was Mr. Bodine. He was dead.
What about Bland?
Gone.
Well, that's pretty fast. Since you were only down the hall, you'd have seen him leave, wouldn't you?
Well, not if he left by that window there, and that's just what he did. It was wide open, just as it is now, sir.
No sign of the gun, huh?
No, nor the money. Almost $21,000 missing.
Uh-huh. You don't fool around, do you, Joe? You know something? You're going to tell me where the rest of that dough is.
You can find that out from Faraday.
You're also going to tell me about that gun.
You can also find that out from Faraday. Can't you see it? He's the killer.
You can forget that right now. You're dead, Bland. You haven't a chance. You haven't any kind of a case at all.
I'll get Mrs. Bodine in here. You'll see what kind of a case I have. You'll see what kind of a case he's got, too. I've had enough of this.
Hey, you.
I'll get her myself.
Hey, come back here. You're not going anywhere.
Get your hands off me. I tell you I'm going to find her.
Mrs. Bodine. Oh, dear. Oh, Mrs. Bodine, I didn't want you to be disturbed. Now, please, you'd better go back to your room at once.
It's all right, Mr. Faraday. I kept hearing my name called.
I'm Lieutenant Vance, Miss Bodine. This man here beside me. Do you happen to know who he is?
This man?
Yeah, me.
I've never seen him before in my life.
She'd never seen me before in her life. Well, that did it, Vance. After that, I was with you, sitting between you and your pal Tannen in a police car bound for headquarters. Not even hearing those stupid
Car
calls.
64, Raymond. Go to the corner of Hill and 20th at 229. That is all.
You doing some thinking, are you, Bland? Well, I'm afraid it's a little too late.
I was doing some thinking. I wasn't going to let it be too late. I couldn't let it be too late.
How about it, kid? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I'd like a cigarette.
Give him a cigarette, Tannen.
Me? I gotta watch the road.
Okay. But keep your eye on him, too.
Hey, what are you? My gun, Tannen. Hey, look out. Get your foot off that. Bland, you wreckers. He's after my gun. Hit him, Tannen. Hey, look out. Hey, I can't.
Okay, Tannen. Just pull the car to a stop, and don't reach for your gun. Because I'm taking it. Now, I might need to.
You're a jerk, Bland. This'll never work.
I'll try anything, even suicide, didn't you know? I'll stay there till I get Vance out. Okay, now you come out. No, don't touch the keys. Just come out.
It'll never work. You'll be shot down on sight.
Not for a while, baby. Not in a police car.
Car 82, Reuben and Malone. Check under 13. 1000 Block Forest. That is all. Attention all cars. Attention all cars. Joe Bland, accused slayer, has just stolen police car 46.
Then I heard it. Over the car radio.
This man must be apprehended. He is desperate. Shoot to kill. That is all. Attention all cars. Report from police car 13. Bland has just been sighted passing Serrano Street. Speeding northward on Fountain. All cars proceed toward northern end Fountain. Intercept. That is all. Now crossing Selma and Riverdale. Car 1962. Form roadblock next intersection. Cars 20, 13. Cut off rear escape. Attention. Bland just sighted abandoning car. Running east on Selma. Stop him. This man must not escape.
And somehow, some way, by running up alleys, by hitching rides, I got back to the Bodine place. The library window, the one they'd said I'd used to escape, was still open. I climbed into the room that way. My luck still held.
Blonde complexion.
Faraday was there,
About 33.
fiddling with papers at the desk,
He is armed
listening
and
to the
desperate.
radio.
A report during the past 5
Okay,
minutes states
turn it
that
off.
police have picked up Bland's trail and
Oh,
are closing in on
I
him.
said turn it off.
Yet all civilians are urged to be on the...
Now, stay where you are.
Why, you... I'll call the police.
Put that down. You dial one number and I'll blow your head off.
Well, it doesn't matter. You heard what they said. The police have picked up your trail. They'll be here any minute.
This won't take long.
What? What are you going to do?
Give you the best break you ever had. The gun you used to kill Bodine. Also the $20,000. I'm taking them off your hands.
Why, you're not only a killer. You're a lunatic.
I told you I was giving you a break. No, not because I like you. It's because I hate somebody else more than I hate you. You're just like me. A fall guy. A sucker. A pigeon.
Huh? What do you mean?
Do you really think she's going to split with you? Share the old man's will and insurance money? Why should she? You see, why should she? Why shouldn't she have it all?
I don't get your point.
Why shouldn't she turn you over, too? See where that would put her? Then there'd just be her.
I don't have to listen to this. You're...
Figure it out. Did she have anything whatever to do with murdering that man? Anything except working on how you'd be the guy who'd do it the minute I left here tonight?
Well, How did you know? Did Lenore...
Lenore, is it?
Oh.
Suppose you were nailed by the cops. Would Lenore be loyal to you? Is it in her to be loyal to anybody? If Lenore Bodine had a choice between being sole owner of $1 million and sticking her neck out with yours, what do you honestly think she'd do? All right. Where's the money?
I don't know what to do.
Where is it? Okay. There they are, the cops. Are they going to find that money on you or her? You've got less than a minute, Faraday.
Oh.
What's it going to be? Stop. Where are you going?
To get the money. It's in my room.
Just a minute. You're staying here, my friend.
Lenore.
Toss your gun on the floor, Mr. Bland. I think we can get along with mine.
Okay. But you're a couple of seconds too late. You see, I can tell the cops where to find that dough.
Oh, no, you won't tell the cops anything. You won't be able to talk. You're an escaped murderer, and I killed you. I shot you in self-defense.
Too late.
Stand over there.
You're too late. They're already here, and they'll know it wasn't self-defense.
Faraday, that window there. Close it.
Don't move. If she kills me, you're as good as dead. Because you'll take the rap alone. She'll tell the cops where to find that dough and...
Wait, Lenore, wait.
Get away from him.
No.
Get away, I'm going to shoot.
No, you'll tell the police. You'll sell me out.
Oh, you fool. Why did you listen to him? Nobody's going to tell the police. Nobody's... Get away from him! Get away from him, I tell you!
I won't let you sell me out. I'll kill you first.
Get away from here!
I'll kill
Stop
you.
it!
I'll kill you.
Shoot! I'll... Oh, I killed him. I killed him.
All right,
I killed him.
Good journey.
I killed him.
Mrs. Bodine.
I killed him.
You've got the gun.
Huh? Yes, I've got the gun. But I was too late. I tried to get it out of his hand before he shot Faraday. But I was too late.
No, that's not true, Vance.
Don't even budge. All right, the rest of you men, come on in. This guy Bland's killed another one.
There you are, Vance. That's the story. And like I said, you don't believe it. Doesn't matter anyway. I can't win. What's the use of trying? Come on. Let's go on back to headquarters.
And, Lieutenant, please see that he stays in the car this time.
Don't worry, Mrs. Bodine. He won't be back here again. You all set, Tannen?
Yeah. Want me to bring this gun along?
Yeah, Exhibit A. Careful you don't smudge any of the prints on it.
Right. Okay, boy.
Prints.
All right.
Prints. Fingerprints.
Huh?
Yeah, fingerprints on that gun. Well, that's it, Vance. My prints aren't on it. They never were on it. Only hers. Because she's the only one who ever used it.
That's not true.
Prints. No fingerprints on the gun. No fingerprints on... Yeah, the window. That window over there, Vance. The one you said I opened. Listen, the catch on that window, it doesn't have my fingerprints. It only has Faraday's. Or yours, Mrs. Bodine.
He's lying. Don't listen to him.
Yeah? Look, Bland, so it doesn't have your fingerprints on it. Maybe you wore gloves, huh?
If I had, I wouldn't have left prints on that desk drawer, Vance. That's the drawer where the money was. And incidentally, you'll find that dough in Faraday's room. Now, how about it, Lieutenant? Convinced?
I rather think I am. What about you, Mrs. Bodine? Are you convinced?
Yes, I suppose I am. Well, it looks as though Mr. Bland will have company on his trip to headquarters. Ready?
I'm afraid I won't have the pleasure of joining you. Thanks very much anyway.
Haven't you forgotten something, Mr. Bland? It was a little matter of embezzlement, I believe. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to help you on that.
Oh, you did all right. That $5,000 reward you posted, I think I've won it, don't you?
Now, wait a minute.
The guy's got a point, Mrs. Bodine.
The way I see it, that reward ought to take care of the embezzlement charge with quite a nice sum left over. Looks like you got gypped, Lenore. You asked me to sell you a washed-up life. I think you'll pay for it with your own.
so closes Sell Me Your Life, starring Lee Bowman. Tonight's study in Suspense. Suspense is produced, edited, and directed by William Spear.
And now, here's a brief message from that noted authority on smart and pleasurable entertaining, Elsa Maxwell.
Most of the parties I'm giving these days are simple affairs. And when I entertain, I always serve well-chilled Roma California sherry before dinner and later in the evening. You'll find that glorious amber golden Roma sherry is a gracious touch that's sure to get the meal off to a good start and adds to the evening's pleasure. And don't worry about fancy glasses. It's the wine that's important. So be sure it's that good Roma wine. Because Roma wines are so reasonably priced, any family can afford to serve them regularly.
Yes, Roma wines cost only pennies a glass. So enjoy them often. Serve Roma with your everyday meals. Roma wine is delicious, for Roma quality never varies. Remember, more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wine. R-O-M-A, Roma wines. And the next time you use vermouth, either sweet or dry, choose Roma vermouth. Zestful, full-flavored, blended, mellowed, and developed with all the traditional quality winemaking skill of Roma wineries, yet surprisingly low-priced. Try it soon, will you?
Next Thursday, same time, you will hear Mr. Thomas Mitchell as star of Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines, R-O-M-A, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. Please listen to this. Mail from home can mean the difference between a good soldier and a poor soldier, between a man who knows why he is fighting and a homesick boy who knows only bitterness and indifference. Write short, frequent letters. Never mind about that great, big, long letter that never seems to get written. And always use B-mail. It is the surest way to get your letter overseas. B-mail. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.